For more on that, let's bring in Ryan Dawson, geopolitical analyst, joining us from Osaka. Mr. Dawson, welcome back to Press TV. Qatar's prime minister says Netanyahu must be brought to justice after striking Doha itself. How significant do you see the usage of such language now coming from a country like Qatar?
Well, it should have been said when they had the decapitation strike in Yemen, killing an entire cabinet and foreign leader. It should have been said when they assassinated negotiators when they were in Syria, when they assassinated senior officers in Iran, when they murdered nuclear scientists in Iran, when they assassinated negotiators in Lebanon, and now they attempted to assassinate negotiators in Qatar. If Israel was serious about getting hostages from Hamas, they could do that the same way they did that in 2023 with a hostage exchange. Hamas has already accepted umpteen deals. If they were serious about it, they could simply trade Palestinian prisoners for the Israeli prisoners and be done. They're using the hostage crisis as an excuse to continue ethnic cleansing and starving a population of 2 million people. And now they're violating the airspace of Qatar, who, on good faith, was trying to broker a ceasefire. And I wouldn't doubt it if the U.S. had their dirty hands all over this. You saw this with the war in June. They said they would meet with Iran and will finish talking on Sunday, and then Israel attacked on Friday. And then under the guise of a ceasefire, let's meet, and then that the U.S. arranged and they agreed to, Israel preemptively attacks and tries to murder everybody.
That's right. Ryan, Qatar is now reassessing its role in ceasefire talks if Doha withdraws. What happens to the only serious mediation channel?
You would still have the Americans and, to a degree, Egypt left. There is no hope for peace. There never was, because Israel doesn't want peace. That isn't really their goal. You can't really, in good faith and honesty, negotiate with psychopaths. They want to ethnically cleanse Gaza. October 7th was their pretext. They could easily get their hostages out with a hostage exchange. They're not a serious partner in this. So it really doesn't matter if Qatar pulls out or not, because the Israelis have already decided that peace isn't what they're aiming for. They're aiming for further ethnic cleansing and starving that entire population with a plan to annex the land for themselves.
All right. And also, Ryan, Israel carried out a strike on a foreign capital during discussions over a U.S. proposed ceasefire. Doesn't that expose not only Israel's contempt for diplomacy, but also Washington's? Let's expand on that a bit.
It also undermines the military alliance between Qatar and the United States. The United States has a military base in Qatar. Qatar is paying them an enormous amount of money for this kind of defense pact. Are you telling me the American air base, no, they didn't have any air defense systems or radar, warned them that the Israelis were on their way to bomb the capital? It's unbelievable. Were they just turned off that day? It doesn't make any sense. You can't rely on the Americans as partners if it's butting heads with the Israelis, because the Americans will always side with the Israelis no matter what they do. They can blow up a hospital, murder people like in ambulances, blow up a mosque, a church, a school, bulldoze apartments. It doesn't matter. There's not a war crime they can't get away with. So after seeing all that, how could you honestly believe the Americans are an honest partner for anything when it comes to Israel?
Ryan Dawson, geopolitical analyst, joining us from Osaka. Thank you for your time.